Hey guys, Dietitian Cathryn here. I decided to do a spontaneous quick video today. It is a rainy weekend here in Oregon and I am thinking about all my friends who are at the Fancy conference in Chicago. They are doing they're at the Food and Nutrition Expo conference and it sounds so exciting. I'm having company tomorrow. It's rainy, so I'm in the baking mood right now. So I'm going to show you these quick, healthy no-bake chocolate oatmeal cookies. It is a treat, so it does have some honey, sugar in it. But anyhow, this is going to be kind of a messy, spontaneous video. But the main ingredients are fat, like oil and butter. For sweetener, you use honey and coconut sugar or palm sugar. The original recipe called for palm sugar, but I'm using coconut sugar. And then it has a nut butter, like almond butter or peanut butter. And then it has some gluten-free oats, chia seeds. You mix that all together, and then you refrigerate it or freeze it. And it is fantastic. Oh, it has chocolate in it. So I'm going to move you down. And I'm just going to show you the first part. I'm not going to show you the whole process. So in here I have some grass-fed butter I got on sale, some coconut oil, and then also what goes in the pan is I'm looking at my recipe right now. Oh, my cocoa powder, because of the chocolate. I found this raw cacao powder, which is like raw chocolate powder, at the store. If I didn't have this, I would use my regular cocoa powder, but I'm going to be using this since I have it. It is 2 tablespoons, I think, 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder that I add to this wonderful mixture. I'm probably not going to have enough, so I will use my other regular Hershey's. We'll just kind of, that was like just a tiny little bit. We're going to use my regular Hershey's to make up the difference of what I don't have. I don't know why I like to keep this paper thing on. I feel like somehow it keeps it from fluffing up. I don't think it really does help, but mentally I feel like it does. So, alright, so 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And then I also put in my sugar. This is my coconut sugar. It is lower glycemic, though it is still sweet. So it's lower glycemic than like your white granulated sugar. So I'm going to put this in here, and then I'm also going to add some honey. This honey, even though it's clear, it's strained, and it's raw honey, actually. Normally raw honey is kind of a bit, I don't know, more solid, because it's not, hasn't been really put in this centrifuge that kind of warms it up a little bit. So this is 1/3 cup raw honey. The amount of coconut sugar that I put in there was 1/3 cup coconut sugar. I'm gonna put this in here, and then we're gonna stick this on the stove, and we're going to melt it. Then after we melt it, we you kind of bring it to a boil, actually. So you're not just melting it, you're bringing it to a boil for about 5 minutes. And then after you stir it around and everything, then you add in the vanilla. Vanilla is always good. And then you add in your other ingredients, which would be your gluten-free oats and your chia seeds. The original recipe doesn't mention when to put in the peanut butter, but you know what? I'm going to put it in now because it needs to kind of melt. So I'm going to put the peanut butter in with the butter. And then after all that comes to a boil, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of chia seeds and a cup of gluten-free oats. And then you put it into a pan, and you can actually ball them up into, like, using a melon baller, and you can put them on a tray, so they kind of end up more cookie-like. But I've actually found it works well when you line a pan with any kind of pan with wax paper, and then you put in your cookie dough, and then you refrigerate it, and the coconut oil and the butter get hard, and the peanut butter, and then you pull it out and you cut it into chunks. You don't want to leave this cookie at room temperature for very long because it does melt. Think of it like butter or coconut oil. It kind of gets soft at room temperature. So these aren't good cookies to like pack on a long vacation or in a lunchbox necessarily, but they are so good when you're serving this for company. You can stick this on ice cream if you wanted to, or just eat plain. They are really rich, so you won't have to eat a lot. So anyhow, I will do another video and show you the end product. But until then, I'm gonna head on over to my stove and get this going. So, all right, hang tight. All right, guys, I am back. I have just added my burned myself. Just added my oats to this mixture, and also I'm adding my chia seeds, 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. I've already added the vanilla, so I'm just trying to make sure everything's kind of coated. Gets pretty jelly fast. So again, here's my pan. I'm going to plop this into my pan. It's going to make a very thin layer, but you don't worry about it not being enough because it's going to be really really sweet. I like to take a measuring cup, and it was wet on the bottom. It's drying it off, and I like to smooth it kind of out. It's way easier and quicker than doing it with a spoon. I'm just trying to get the edges fairly uniform and not, sometimes it's easy to get kind of holes in this stuff. This also works for pie crust too, if you ever need to flatten out pie crust in a... Okay. So here we go. Here's how it looks like in the pan. So you can see it's pretty thin, but no matter, it is super rich. So I'm going to stick this in my freezer for a little while, and then I'll pull it out and show you guys. So we have a moment of true confession here at Dietitian Cathryn. I forgot an ingredient in this recipe. There's one I intentionally left out. It's essential oil, peppermint essential oil. It is super tasty in this recipe, but I didn't have the type that is safe for oral consumption. So I just had the type that's okay to clean with. So I did not put it in, but I forgot the 1/2 cup of shredded coconut, which isn't necessarily a huge deal, except, it definitely bulks up the cookie a little bit more and has good flavor, and it absorbs some of the liquid, though that's not a huge deal. So this happens when you're cooking in haste. So anyway, I thought I'd do a confession time. Okay, guys, here is the cookie. I literally just took this out of the freezer, so unfortunately I cannot demonstrate how to cut it, but basically I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and it'll soften a little bit. It'll still be hard enough to be not considered gooey, but it will be hard, soft enough to cut easily with a knife. And I'm going to cut it into small little squares because, like I said before, it's kind of rich. So that is my healthy no-bake cookie, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to post it on my blog at thepantrylab.com, and just go to the blog section and you'll find it. See you guys next time.